time. It's one good round, and then they kind of let go of it. That can't be the case. You can't bring down Faze like that. Instead, Faze go into the second half here with a 9-6 lead, and they're in a really powerful position right now.
It's a comfortable lead for Faze, especially given the fact that this is their map pick. But OG still have a great chance to fight back in this one. You're never going to really count someone out entirely with this kind of score line. So it starts with the pistol. We see that OG are grouped up towards that B site. Fiku with a single flash. Nexa with a smoke. He's all the way back in spawn. There's so many ways to throw great smokes from that sort of distance, but Nexa's actually making his way towards A. And this looks like it'll be a top connector smoke, in fact. And I'm not sure how that's going to play with the rest of the strategy. It might just be a fake. Unless OG go for a really interesting mid-round here. But nope, they're just charging right into B.
Yeah, especially with that shot. They're like, let's just go now. This is not going to get any better than this. Kerrigan overwhelmed just a bit. And actually, might have had an opportunity for a kill, but he never took it. Instead, Fiku runs him down. And it'll be a bomb plant and a 4-on-4 in the after plant here. OG, so much rides on them winning this pistol round. This is their springboard to get back into the game, really, and have a good second half. 3 versus 4. Nice tap. He got Gooch, and he still managed to win the fight. That aim punch usually is the end of the fight. And now it's Dexter alone back here with the Glock, and they're all coming for him. 1 versus 4 as he takes down Brokey. Another 3 kills to find, and he's getting a little bit overwhelmed. But look at how he's isolating the fight. He gets 1 more. And now the question is, can he find a bullet on Wops? He's right around the corner, and Dexter's hunting for him. The tables have turned. It's a 1 versus 4 clutch for Dexter.
Wow, so well played for Dexter there, just swiveling right there, dancing around that pillar like a dervish. That is unbelievable from Dexter. Wow, they were all aware of his position, and yet he still was able to come out on top. Excellent shots, and it's exactly what OG needed to keep this game competitive.
The second kill here, this one, look at how he moves forward.
Yes.
So that his back is behind that huge wall, the huge pillar there. If he doesn't do that, he gets the kill at the car and then he gets shot in the back and dies. But just that little bit of awareness is so sick. Oh my God, what a way to get the second half started. OG, but this is what I'm talking about. This is an opportunity they've created themselves. They simply must keep it going. It can't just be that round and then they let Faze back into it. They must keep this going, win the first opening 3 rounds here, and then it's going to look a little bit more interesting.
Oh, and they've taken already so much damage. It's tough now for OG. You almost want to just call the save. If you walk in now, there's so many positions you have to clear. You might not necessarily have the utility to flush all those angles out. They only have a single Molotov left. And so the Faze could just set up in so many different ways, but they're letting the round sit. They're hoping that by just waiting here, Faze will spread their defense out, but it's just not the case. We see Kerrigan's deep B apartment, and so Faze have so much information about what OG is likely doing, and they're still keeping those 2 players on A. Esatag and Brokey, they have a great chance to shut this whole push down themselves.
Because the solo won't help everyone on the OG side, this scout is terrifying. Fiku, he had enough to just withstand the 1 shot, but that's an easy kill. Fiku sat still, static target out in the open like that, with only 25 seconds.
Kerrigan's right here.
Yeah, he is right here to catch them. I think they realize now they're going back to take a look, so that's heads up, but only problem is there's only 20 seconds. They can't run back to B. They must commit to the A bomb side. That's more than 20 seconds away, and they're just going to wait out the round.
They're saving. Yeah, I mean, I didn't like saying that earlier, 30 seconds ago, but it's just the only play you have left. If you don't have a full way to clear out the site cleanly, with utility, you're going to run in and just give your lives away. And so Faze are able to win one there. Obviously, OG keep a lot of guns moving into the next round, so this next round should still be competitive, but this is OG unable to string together that second round to find the conversion after the pistol, and it breathes so much life into Faze.
And it really sucks when you think about it, because getting the rounds that they get, the earlier one from the first half where Flames picked up the triple, and obviously this one, the 1 versus 4, that Dexter managed to win in the pistol round, those are really hard rounds to win. So you do all the hard work to get those rounds, but then you can't build on top of it. Some of the easier rounds, they seem to be letting go of. On some level, it's really disappointing to watch. You could take it as a sign of encouragement for OG to say, actually, the biggest problems they have, there may be some of the easier things to fix, as opposed to trying to, they have the manpower to win 1 versus 3s and 4s, so that's sick. But now they just need to win against the MAC 10s or whatever it is that they're failing against.
you can see the potential
Yeah.
of OG. You can see how they're able to steal so many rounds away from even the top teams in the world, but then making sure that they have a very structured game plan, good enough to stop them in their tracks and keep that momentum up. That's what's been eluding OG. But Kerrigan playing an off angle in the site is already able to take down Flames. Twist is a bit far away, but he's able to snipe Dexter. This is going to help Kerrigan out tremendously on his bomb site hold. There's just not enough bodies now for OG. And Nexa, he'll do his best from this bench, but the bomb is on the balcony. He's got to fight his way out of this. He's got to find some room to get up there, but he's already been tagged, and it's lights out. Great hold between Twist and Kerrigan to shut down that B-pop.
Yeah, that boosted position for Twist is so hard to peek. Even though somebody was crouching in there, probably their crosshair is going to be a little bit lower than that. Hard to see anything up there. So nicely done. And obviously Kerrigan, well aware, getting the kill, falling back, playing it safe, just trusting in Twist out on that catwalk position. So 11-7 the scoreline, and the rifles that they saved from the previous round, they don't really do anything. And now they're back to pistols here. A really good shot for Faze to get up to 12.
Tough to watch for OG.
It is.
Felt like this was going to be a really competitive half after that pistol. You'd think those kind of rounds will just bolster everybody's emotions and you'll ride that into the sunset, but FaZe give them a harsh reality check that you have to have 16 winning rounds that you have to put together to beat them.
Twist is currently playing pretty damn well. He's got 14 kills, but everyone on FaZe is kind of here. It's not like he's completely out-fragging everybody else. Ooh, okay. One good shot in return. Oh, Dexter finds another headshot. This all kind of counts. This matters. If he can get another one, it would be even better. Fiku is going to be in charge of trying, and it's a little bit of damage with the body shot coming out. Good headshot. Two more down the middle, but no, he can't get the job done. Still, that's actually a pretty good round. I mean, that's way better than I was expecting.
That sets him up well. That's all it does. It primes that economy. It softens it a little bit so that if OG are able to pick up this one, could lead to a string of rounds. But again, we see the firepower from OG. That's it right there. Get 3 kills with just pistols. I mean, you got to be pretty happy about the skill on your players. Just got to put together really strong rounds now, though. Ooh, Nexa doesn't have any utility either.
Ooh, flashbang goes over. They were ready to catch Rops. He's probably lucky to be living through that one. That looked like it could have backfired on him. S-Tag playing around the Molotov, and Neofrag, I think, was expecting maybe that would have dislodged him a bit more, but he was already further on back. Dexter's got the right idea, and it should be a kill. S-Tag, he is lucky to be alive. Same could not be said for Dexter. He's out of it. 3 versus 4, and the battle continues in the middle. FaZe are really aggressive at fighting this, and somehow we've ended up in a 3-on-3.
And Nexa's got deep position. He knew S-Tag was there at Con, taking over for Rain Spot, and so he just lurked all the way here. He was just silent the whole time. I don't think FaZe have any idea that he's gotten so deep towards CT. And now it's up to OG to try to actually get a bomb plant. This is where the round actually gets interesting once again, though, because even though Nexa has that deep position towards CT, they don't have any smokes. And if you don't take away sight lines for an A plant, then your options are so limited, or it really depends on your players to just hit their shots when defending that planter. And so the only thing is that FaZe haven't rotated just yet.
Lurking so deep, Alex, that he's sending spikes out the ground.
Oh, okay. Need some detection for that.
Exactly right.
Quick comm scan, yeah.
30 seconds. And Fiku's walking the whole way. And FaZe must be wondering what is going on. Why are they just waiting out the round? They're checking middle. There's nobody there. Twist's field was like probably no one in the hallway either. He hasn't heard or seen anything. And they're just going to get the bomb plant. 15 seconds. A little bit disappointed that that forward position for Nexter wasn't put into play, because that is such a sick play. Maybe it doesn't seem like it now. He's still here, but I think now they are going to be suspicious. Now they've been away from this position for so long that they should be expecting that someone could be up. Still, with the shadow advantage, it will be Nexter. He does get the reward for it. I feel like that's justified. Twist and Robs, because of losing all those players in the previous round, they don't really have the money to throw away what they have. I feel like they're just so far away from the action. They're kind of looking for one more kill just in case it's gifted to them, but ultimately, it'll be around for OG here, 12-8.
This is a round where when FaZe watch this game back, they're going to see how little utility OG had, and then say we probably didn't need a brawl as we did in middle. You see all the red and blue X's that are around the middle of the map right now, and if they had known that OG actually ran out of smokes to just throw their initial mid take, then they probably would have thought, okay, well, now attempt getting into a bomb site without those smokes. But Faze, they're brawlers. That's what they like to do. They like to give fights. They like to give exciting Counter-Strike. We're not complaining about that. And OG are able to win a round. But those save rifles are so important for Faze. They didn't have too much money in that one, but because of that, they just had enough to squeak a bye together.
For me, OG are so close all the time to making this look like such an impressive team. I just need them to build up on some of these rounds. This one might be a little bit more tricky. They're up against a full buy for Faze, so this is just a hard round to win no matter what. Neofrag, though, same as in the first half, cruising in with a rifle and doing great work, and that's right through the side. I was gonna say, they don't know about robs, and I could excuse them if they don't check that. They've already killed 2 people on the bomb site. It's unlikely for there to be a third, and they still do that due diligence. They find robs, and now Netzer is out hunting for a nade. Will absolutely blow up Twist. That is such a great grenade. What a nice round coming out from OG. Now, once again, they've done the hard work. This is where it should get easy, but with OG historically, they seem to throw away some of these rounds. I just crossing my fingers and my toes at this point in time. Just win this round, OG, and it could start to get really competitive.
Yes, just an explosive A hit there. Nexa leaving no stone unturned as he's entering that site. We would love to see, for the competitive nature of this game, them to just close this one out easily. There's not too much to worry about on Faze's side. 4 USPs, single P250. You gotta think that this is gonna be an easy cleanup for OG. One where they're able to even build some economy on top of it. And their money's already pretty good. So
yes,
it would be a huge luxury to just keep 5 players alive. You're gonna have buys for the next 2-3 rounds, even if you're losing.
And honestly, looking at the scoreboard, look at the kills between the two teams. It's almost dead even. So
yeah,
even if it's a 3-round gap here, OG they've done really well. That's why it's even more upsetting that they end up losing some of the rounds that they shouldn't be. Brokey up close and trolling with the Zeus. He's gonna be pushed forward. That's
it's not even a molly you always throw.
No,
just so specifically good in this situation. Okay.
Oh, good times. The rest of them low on health, and you could say, well, why aren't OG just taking this round? They've already won it. It's a 3-on-5, but I super respect the fact that they want to be careful. Given the history here, just take it real easy. You've got 45 seconds. Make sure this doesn't go wrong.
I really love this round, actually, for another reason, is that we saw OG a couple rounds ago, like a couple gun rounds ago, go for a really heavy, fast mid play. They just used a lot of utility early, and they even left some angles unsmoked, unmollied. But this is a round that shows that they do have all those procedures in place, that they can take a clean mid control, procedurally throwing utility in order to take space cleanly. That's just a really good sign in general. It just shows the quality and caliber of CS that we're watching.
Yeah, you need to, because you skip some of those small details. But FaZe is exactly the kind of team that's going to make you pay for it. So far, in the middle, S-Tag on the one side. Kerrigan is all the way in the market outside of the B-bomb site. So for now, just a question of whether or not FaZe could get lucky enough to find an exit kill, a rifle. That is probably the high point of the round if that could happen for them. Otherwise, OG going to be at 12-10. And you think about it now in the context of what we've been seeing. I mean, if they don't lose the second round after Dexter's 1 versus 4, now it's OG that are in the lead, probably 12-10 instead of the other way around. So that's how much some of those rounds really matter. And they just need to keep up this fight. They can really do this. The way the OG are playing right now, they could win Mirage.
Oh yeah, it's looking much brighter than we would have thought after that second round of this half. But FaZe will be going for a bye here. They have a chance to fight back once again. And OG, they got to keep it up. We want to make sure, or we want to see that they can really push a team like FaZe. They're so strong in groups, OG. They keep making it to spring and fall finals. This is a great opportunity for them to do so once again. Oh, wow.
Caught in the middle of the boost. That looks like such a sick outplay from Fiku. He was just ready on the other side. I'm sure Twist was had a heart attack in that moment. And Fiku would love to try and go for it. What a hunt down. Neofrag sees the opportunity. They catch Rops off guard, and that's very rare that you could get to do that. And back here, Brokey is in a world of trouble. He does get the kill, but there's no safety That looks like there's a lot of wood in front of him, but there isn't. It's paper thin. It's hollow on the inside that box. There's nothing you're shooting right through. Even with a Glock, you can shoot through that corner. And S-Tag and Kerrigan 2 on 4. They have to walk away. OG, this is everything they could have hoped for. They keep building it now. This is the kind of consecutive round wins that they've been needing, and now they're actually getting them.
This was a cool one from OG. The catch from Fiku towards Cat, the way Neofrag was able to find that kill in the window, and then the conversion onto the site. Faze, they love giving these fights up towards middle. This is not the first time they've done it this half. Comes back to bite them once again, actually. And so might need to see Faze rethinking their approach a little bit, unless they really just think they're getting unlucky with some of these fights. But that's a great shot from Fiku. You would have loved to keep that in the next round. This is actually looking really grim for Faze now.
It is. And also, some of these shots from Fiku, I mean, we've been talking about Neofrag. He's been having a lot of those great rifle moments.
Yeah.
But if Fiku could start to join him, it is looking really sick. What a shot for Twist. Yeah. He's not ready for that one. Yeah, wow.
Wow, that's great micro adjustments there. Whew. Oh, you see the flinch. Great angle.
And a frustration, and I don't blame him. He thought he was setting up on them, and then it was already being read. My God, 12 to 11. Things are starting to look just a bit more interesting.
Yeah, this is Faze being pushed around, shoved. Want to see them stand their ground a little bit more, but if OG can play this well, then it's also something to get equally excited about. Neofrag juggling a couple different angles right now, opts to just push down, and Rops, there we go. That's what we're talking about. Some of the firepower from Faze showing that they still have a little bit of muscle.
I actually thought for a minute he was a little bit too far back with the 5-7. I was wondering if it was going to be that quick, but it was.
Yeah, that was really close to being a bit too far for the one-shot headshot.
Felt like it.
Yeah.
But I guess Rob's just, he's got that.
He knows.
He's got some chalk on the ground that he's marked it up. He knows exactly where that's going on. 50 seconds. And OG, still a decent position here in the 4-on-5. They still have, obviously, the better weapons. They have some utility behind it. And if they get the bomb plant down, there is no kit in play, and it's going to be very hard to retake this. So I'm sure FaZe would like to win this before anything like that happens. And it's Twist with the headshot S-Tag to follow it up. It's all gone wrong for OG once again. And just based off the first kill on the 5-7, and it spiraled out of control. FaZe and Flames and Nexa here trying to get back into the round with 20 seconds left, but there's just no real estate here. They're not controlling enough of it to do anything. S-Tag to get the final one, and FaZe steal another round.
This is what we were prefacing earlier with OG. They're good at getting themselves into these advantage positions, but sometimes it's about what we would consider the easier rounds. It's never easy versus FaZe, but when you're against just a couple upgraded pistols, a scout from Twist, it feels like this is the one you should be capitalizing on. You should have been able to find that tied score line after this round, but it is FaZe that maintained the lead, 13-11. And Brokey out towards middle. Looks like he may have missed the jump. Perhaps this is by design, though, because him and Ropster have doubled up towards underpass. This is going to be a really tricky situation for OG if they're not careful.
Also, definitely a position where FaZe can get stuck down here in some really weird ways. Flash around the corner. It's a very good peek. Neofrag, that's what he was missing last time. Flashbang would have maybe helped him against Rops, but he gets a little bit of revenge against him here. 4-on-4, though, as Brokey will make his escape with a kill to his name on top of it. Haven't seen too much really exciting AWPing out of Brokey, but that's something that could change this game entirely as well. Brokey can really take over matches when he's feeling good. I think one of the most, I mean, both him and Dexter are just so exciting to watch.
No one should doubt Brokey.
Not anymore.
No.
We had a moment, some questions in the community. I think that's all done now.
Yeah, he's definitely shown the world that he is one of the premier oppers out there.
They go back to the A-bomb site. 4-on-4. They have all the nades that they could want to set up some good entries, maybe try and put some pressure and limit that AWP. Although it's all the way on the B-bomb site, so they might not have to fight it. Good Molotov maybe on Twist could put some pressure on. Yeah, there we go, though. It's a little bit shallow. So he's going to be able to stick in the corner. Bomb is being planted, and a peek. He couldn't see it over the flames, I think. Neofrag goes down. Karrigan with an important shot, and look at the peek out here from S-Tag. He finds it. Good timing to open it back up again. Even low on health. Brokey is still dangerous. And now it's Dexter versus the world. Down here on the ramp. Bomb, it's already being defused, and they're not peeking him. They're just waiting it out. They're not giving him an opportunity. He needed probably for them to fight him right away, and then he could have kept on running, but they just had him locked in. Well played. 14 on the side of Faze.
Great retake from Faze. Such a huge frag for Brokey to find there at jungle too, even with the low HP. For him to battle his way out from that underpass, that's one of the pivotal moments of that round. If he was taken out, then that would have been a pretty easy, I would say, conversion for OG overall. But OG, they go for their third timeout. Rugga, Nexa trying to come together with a plan here. Nexa's just warming his hands up.
Yeah.
He's saying, I need to frag harder. That's what the double hand warmers mean to me.
Get the circulation going. Maybe we'll add the extra millisecond that you need at the highest level.
Yeah, but he definitely gave a good one, a good plan. Nexa's calling at this, I'd say on CT side throughout the Blast Spring groups has been something that I've been a fan of. It's always been keeping games really interesting.
Be able
So
to
we'll see if he's
not just get the kill in return, but then actually read the next part of it. And even though they really wanted to sandwich him in there, you just took him down.
That utility that he threw was just, it made it so clear to him what was happening. When OG threw the smoke on it, just holds the line and clotheslines them. They had no chance getting through that smoke, breaching it. OG, they really just felt like they wanted that timing right there, and it eluded them, or maybe just didn't need to do that. It's a little bit interesting, a little curious. A lot of ways they could have played that round after the 1-for-1 opening engagement, but they were just truly committed to that play. And so, Faze, they'll be up 15-11. Pretty comfy scoreline for them. They've got some good money to work with too, even if they lose the next round. But Dexter, he holds on to that op. And it's not like OG are down in the dumps just yet. They still have some money to work with. But if Dexter loses that, he's still got money. He's still got some money. But dropping might be a little harder here now.
Faze built themselves a good buffer zone. Stand in again.
Yeah.
S-Tag's just been... He's been having himself a bunch of good games. He's never really seemed like a liability.
Right.
Obviously, there's been some games where he's been really shining. But, yeah, he seems to be fitting in pretty nicely at the moment.
I don't think you can really complain too much about it, what S-Attack's doing on such short notice. Yeah, he's had a couple quieter games, but nice start from Brokey. That hurts if you are Nexa. You have the smoke necessary for that. But Dexter thinks he finds a timing here. Okay, it's gonna actually be able to find a frag for him. Props, he's still tucking in behind triple.
Very exposed position to be in. Dexter will just cruise in with the AK. Second kill of the round, and he keeps it going. Relentless in this one. He's up to 20 now. Very impressive stuff. Top fragging in the server behind that one. And that will keep the map going a bit longer.
Yep.
15-12, as Karrigan is the only one left.
A little bit of a blessing in disguise for Dexter to die in that previous round, because I think he wanted to buy this op, but then instead he just goes for the AK, drops an AK, and then finds a triple entry. So gets it done with the rifle. Dexter, he's the guy whose name we always say when we're talking about OG. Just so much firepower on this guy. And I mean, with the rifle, I think the jury might still be out on is he a great rifler, but this is a round in case of that.
Yeah, very impressive. And also just, like you said, reading the opportunity and realizing I've got this far in, they just might not be expecting it. And it's a very tiny slip up for S-Tag to just jump up on the box like that. It's not like it's a massive mistake, but it cost him everything. Double up set up now on the Faze side as they want to close this out before OG get too frisky and end up in overtime. Nobody wants to be playing that when you've got this kind of a lead. Dexter again, forward position. Looking for the jump there. Brokey will take down Neofrag, and he doesn't get fired up. That's usually where he's dangerous. Now it's Flames instead to try and bring it back, and he's almost dead. Grenade gonna try and see if he can hunt him down, but on the other side of it, Fiku's opened it up, and somehow Flames gets to escape from the middle. I surely thought he would have been dead. Rops and Karrigan, 2 versus 3. I don't even know if it's really worth it here. They got to think about the economy too on the Faze side.
They throw a smoke to at least pressure Nexa a bit, but you can see that player jump spotting from Ninja right now. He actually can see right over Flames. This is a really cheeky play, actually.
Yep.
And okay, wow, Rob's tagged down, but he's able to retrieve the op. This is huge for them if they're able to keep it moving forward. Nexa, he heard that. He wants to take this away from them, but
yeah,
it's a bit too far. Yeah, this is seemingly.
When you hear somebody running like that
Yeah.
at a top level, it's also very suspicious because it could easily be a fake.
You think there's someone probably covering them.
Yeah.
In some capacity, yeah. Oh no. Okay, Kerrigan dies, and now that's one less rifle to use in the upcoming round. OG are 2 rounds away from sending this to overtime. This half was all over the place, and yet they've found some composure off of a great A conversion here. And now FaZe are really under pressure.
Absolutely sick play from Flames. That's what they need. And they need it for another couple of rounds, like you said. They're almost there. Roki has got that AWP. Waiting and just the random timing.
He's hit it before, but not this time. Nexa takes some space towards top mid. It looks like it'll be a slightly slower mid control by OG. Couple players towards underpass, but there's just no contest from FaZe. They are in a more A-centric setup, and I think as soon as they start hearing some action towards mid, they would probably want to push. You don't want to just stay on the balcony like this.
Very, very, very slow round that's coming out right now for OG, but they are getting that mid control. And they're still kind of stuck there.
Yeah.
I think especially with pistols, I mean, it feels like there's not that much to lose if you try and be a bit more active with them. But they are kind of just hanging out. Twist back here with the scout, so he could take some of the attention away, and maybe you will forget about the fact that there's 2 people near Shadow and their balcony exit from the palace. If you are worried about the scout, no tag yet, but certainly that would have been called out. A little bit of a push here, and that's maybe the only chance they had. Now, it's back to saving the AWP as OG will find a 14th round, and we get all 30 in the opening here. Well done.
This is looking pretty good for OG. The mid takes have been solid. They haven't been taking too many casualties when they're trying to find mid space, other than, say, the random brokey shot through smoke. And so they've got to be pretty happy about how this half has developed for them. Definitely a great opportunity for them to send this to overtime on FaZe's map pick. Kerrigan trying to hold on with this 5-7. Not too big of a worry for him to die, but it actually leaves Brokey very exposed. This is an op you really want to take into the upcoming round. You want to see Brokey be able to keep this so FaZe can actually muster a stronger buy. Nice shot from Brokey. Snipe from the sky, but it's Fiku that holds the line and takes him down. That's massive for OG's chances to send this to OT.
It really is. Also, a slight warning, a bit of a... a bit of a reminder of how dangerous Brokey is. He actually did get the leg shot on Fiku right at the end, but it didn't matter. Just not enough to take him down. 30 rounds. And again, you have to be so excited about seeing OG actually putting this together, but it does have that little feeling of, well, if they hadn't screwed up some of the earlier rounds,
oh yeah,
they would have already been there. They would have won in regulation already. Let's see if they can keep this focus, because FaZe, all they need is one mistake, and they are going to pounce. They look super hungry as well. Brokey especially at 22 kills. S-Tag right on the other side with Dexter. And that's close. You've got to be careful. There's no gap there. Look at the push from Robs. This is lethal. Although Flames, he's well aware. Almost caught quick switching, and he dies anyway. That's the bomb on the ground, but worse still, it blows up this offense for OG. They're in a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah, this bomb's down, and it's in such a precarious position. Challenging Robs here. Oh, it's going to be so hard to get him out of this position. And Twist, he's coming to support. He's right there, push. And then Robs with already gets the angle onto Neofrag. Dexter's able to find the trade, but Twist is still right there on top of the bomb.
This has cost them so much. I feel like if FaZe were looking panicked right now, if they were running all over the map, then that's actually a way for OG to get back in. But look at how steady they are. Even Twist is saying, you know what? You have to go all the way back. You have to check every corner. You have to pick up the bomb and then come back on our side of the map. So right now, the clock is basically the 5th man for FaZe in this 4-on-3. Down to 35 seconds. Alex, I have no idea how OG could get back in this round. I feel like they've made their way to the finish line, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to cross it here.
It looks like they're opting for an A convert. I mean, Nexus right here at the window. I think they have to run up connector, and that's where a couple Faze players are.
This is so sketchy. No more grenades left on the CT side, so maybe that's the only thing that could work out, but the crossfire, it's insurmountable. 16 to 14, Faze, they managed to survive. A little bit of a scare for OG. It was looking so good for them, and I can understand if they look frustrated because they put in so much work in the second half.